Is it working? Because I just got a big... Ha! Okay, I bet you were wondering about that pause at the very beginning if you're watching the recording. And that's because I got a big error message as soon as I pressed the Go Live button. And it said, warning, your output configuration is all messed up. And so I thought, oh, great, am I going to have to end the broadcast and tinker with something? But then the text in the chat started to fly by, which means everything's okay. Welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 447, I think. I always forget. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with my suspender set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be playing some Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, drinking scotch and smoking cigars. It's, nothing surprising, nothing new. We're just doing what we always do. Today, as you may have seen in the thumbnail, I have a brand new box of cigars. These are called the Chisel, and they're a unique style of cigar. I have smoked them. Nisman Moki says, I see unpacking. It's going well, yeah. Man, I wish I could hire somebody to just unpack and organize my life. Do they have services like that? How many months have I been here now? 2, 3 months in this house? All I see is boxes. As far as the eye can see, it's just boxes. One of these days, I will move in, and we will unpack. But that day is not today. Anyway, I'm smoking some chiseled-shaped cigars today. And these are really handy because you don't have to cut them. Jacob Prower says, did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere. That one just makes me angry. And here's why. So you can see it's got a nice chisel shape, which is great. But instead of having to cut it, you just... Here. It's better to hear the sound, even if you can't see it. Here we go. I don't know if you heard it, but that was the leaf cracking open. You just squeeze the chisel and it snaps open. And you're good to go. Forza Champion says, hello, Oxhorn. It's been a while. How have you been, my good man? I am doing very well. I don't know how long it's been, but I'm doing very well. I'm working a lot. Getting a lot done. Lots of things are moving and changing here on Oxhorn's channel, and I am excited. The Dark Seraph says, I was feeling adventurous at my smoke shop of choice. I bought a tin of Huyo de Monterey Excalibur. Ooh. My. Well, you'll have to let me know how it is. And if you start talking about we have to use wooden matches, I'm just gonna go, that's not crazy. Oh. Guess we better refill it while we're here. I keep having to watch out from a microphone. I'm gonna bat right into it. Don't want to get a bunch of fuel in my cigar, so let's just... Oh, goodness. Oh, man, I'm getting it all over the place. It's a good thing it evaporates quickly. Holy cow. It's just spraying all over the place. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Let's get a good flame on there. There we go. That's what I wanted. Grievous Reborn says, I've lived in my house for 3 to 4 years, and I still have boxes of stuff in my bedroom. Also, thanks for the amazing content. You're welcome, but don't say that. You'll make me lose hope. I have to cling to the hope that there are people in this world who have moved into their homes, who are not living out of boxes, because that gives me hope that I can achieve that someday too. Please play Fallout 2, says Robocop 2000. It'll come. It'll come someday. Christopher Cooper says, how you doing, Oxhorn buddy? Care to smoke a cigar with me? Keep up the good work. Well, I am doing very fine, and I hope you're lighting up a cigar with me right now. Cheers. Sam Eichenberger, and I believe you've commented before, I recognize that name, says, evening Oxhorn, love the show. After 2 years of watching, I finally made time for your live show. Can you do a shout out to my wife Jessica, please? We love your show. Shout out to Sam and Jessica Eichenberger. Pleasure to have you on the program. So glad you're watching. Dawson Holiday says, there is that proof that Bethesda considers Van Buren at least semi-canon. McCready's son has the symptoms of the blue flu, a strain of the new plague that was to feature in Van Buren. That's a connection I never made, but you're right. Nice call there, Dawson. Oxhorn, do you think it would be worthwhile to have Fallout 1 and 2 ported to consoles today? I mean, I want to say yes, because I would love to expose more people to the wonderful games. But if I'm honest, I'm going to have to say no, because who's going to play them? And I hate having to say it that way, because it's such a good story. But in reality, most people are kind of turned off these days. I mean, it's 2018. When was the last isometric game made? The last, God overlooking the world game made? I mean, we enjoy it because, and of course I'm making a huge generalization when I say we, but I at least enjoy it because those are the games that I grew up on. Those are the games I remember from my childhood. But I mean, when was the last time somebody published an isometric game? An entire generation of gamers having never played those kind of games. It's a little awkward for them. So I don't know if it would do very well, but I'd still love to see it. I have stuff still in boxes from 2 moves ago, says Master of None. Never got unpacked and just got moved to the rest, lol. Pouring a glass of bourbon. Cheers, buddy. Cheers to you, too. King Lenny says, got a new job a few weeks ago. I work so hard now that I forget you go live every Thursday, even though I've watched the show for a year now. Well, I'm glad you finally made it. Scorpion Dragon says, Oxhorn, do you think it would be worth... Oh, I just read that one. Never mind. I keep going through. I'm trying to get through them all. They keep flying by. I'm trying to do my best. Bella Lestrange says, the best part of Third Shift is I can catch you live. Love your Fallout videos. Thank you for your epicness. Well, you are indeed welcome. Ceophobic says, greetings from Chicago, friend. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Now, I have something to show you. It's show and tell with Oxhorn. So they just shipped these for those of us who bought them on the Bethesda store. Yes, this is a die-cast 1/8 scale replica model of the Fusion Flea from Fallout 4. And the packaging on this thing is superb. It just arrived yesterday. And it's so cool because this item has its own backstory. It's the story behind this car is that it's given as a commendation to employees of the Chrysler company who have served for the company for at least 2 years. See? Celebrating 2 years of service. It's so cool. It's got a little pamphlet. I mean, everything about this is so well done. Now, the reason I got this is not because I play with toys, but because I'm trying to build an office. I will eventually, as I've said, this box is really giving me a hard time. Is it really that hard? Thank you. As I've said on many occasions on this program, I will eventually finish my office, and at that time I'll have shelves and, bookcases and places to sit, and it's going to look like one of those really cool Twitch studios. You know those guys on Twitch where they sit down with the camera and they've got, like neon lights, and it's going to be like that, but not like that. It's going to be nice, I hope. Anyway, I'm going to be having little things like this. And this is the first item I have bought that I'm going to use as a set piece, I guess you could say. It'll be a set decoration in my Scotch and Smoke Ring studio. I love the manual. This is the Fusion Flea manual, and it's all written in character. Owner's manual for the Fusion Flea, a single passenger automobile, Everything you need to know about the operation of the iconic Christless Fusion Flea 1/18th scale die cast replica. Okay, I got confused. It's 1/18th, not 1/8. I love this. Care for your flea. The Fusion Flea is not a toy, it's a prop replica. Treat it with care and keep it out of the reach of children. It's not a toy, remember that. Not for children. And check out the artwork in there. They've got the Fusion Flea up on a gurney for doing repairs. And then it comes with a postcard. It's a Fusion Flea postcard. The Fusion Flea, it's fun for one. Reminds me of that one book you can buy, Microwave Dinners for One. Then it comes with this commemorative pin for those of us who have worked for the Christless Company for 2 years or more. It says 2 years of service, Christless. Right? The packaging, it's just all this attention to detail. They didn't have to do all this. Then, the piece de resistance, and it's packaged really well. We've got no fingerprints. We've got a screen, a static screen on there. Then, I'm going to be very careful getting this on because I don't want to break it. All right. There we go. And there it is. The Fusion Flea. I don't think I have autofocus turned on. No, I don't. So I can't get close. But that's what it looks like. So if you get the die-cast replica of the Fusion Flea, this is what it looks like. Consumer review, I guess. The cab opens up. Is this what it's called? Yeah, there you go. And look at all of that detail in there. A cream-colored leather seat with a cream-colored console. They even have a speedometer in there and a fuel meter. There's paddles, like little for acceleration paddles on the bottom there. On in the inside, it's almost got a carpeted texture, like an upholstery. It's like you're sitting in a piece of furniture. Then, and of course, this is the best part, the Fusion engine. Yes, that is glowing. Let's see. Can I make it dark so that you can see? It's glowing. It's glowing a blue color. You can see the engine pieces in there, and it's glowing a nuclear blue. They refer to it in the manual as clean nuclear energy, which I love. Absolutely love it. So there you go. I was so thrilled to get this that I figured if anyone could appreciate... I showed it to my wife, and God bless her. She just likes seeing me happy. She saw that I was so excited, and she was just, she was just glad I was happy. But she didn't understand, So I'm really glad that I can just share it with those of you who know what I'm talking about here. And can relate. All right, now let's put this back in the case. Don't want to mess anything up. I got the postcard and the manual. Oh, man, the repackaging is always the difficult part. I haven't let my kids see it. Because I know if I do, they're going to want to play with it. And I feel bad, because it is kind of a toy. It's designed for kids. I mean, well, it's not designed for kids. It says don't let kids play with it, but... Anyway, I feel a little bad not sharing with the kids. Okay. A new member, Amanda Warner. Good to have you on the program. And my cigar is out because I got distracted talking about my flea, my Fusion Flea. Okay, let me try and scroll up to read the comments I missed. Master of None says, how do they expect you to drive that if you can't even fit in it? It needs to be at least 2 times that size. I mean, you're right. Completely negligent. What is this? A Fusion Flea for ants? I'm kind of disappointed in myself for that one. Matthew Albanese says, hey, Oxhorn. Always happy to tune in. I'm enjoying a cool autumn night here in Massachusetts. I've got a cigar in one hand and a glass of scotch in the other. The only thing I'm missing is some classic Nazi-killing gameplay. Well, never fear, my friend. We will kill ourselves some Nazis. But you know what? I just realized that I haven't poured myself some scotch. Where's my bottle? Oh. I even had it out and ready. I have been enjoying this. I have taken a few sips when the program hasn't been on. This is, of course, the Glenmorangie 12 years, but matured in ruby port casks. Single malt Scotch whiskey. And I think I've got a new fave. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get this again. I think it's out of print. Is that what this out of vintage or something? But yeah, it's, I mean, look at that. It even has a ruby blush, and that's it. That's the end of the beautiful ruby port cask Glenmorangie. Cheers. Perfect. Okay, let me scroll up, see if there's anything that I missed. Marika Green says, what did baby corn say to mama corn? Where's popcorn? Thanks. Thanks for the tip. The Dark Seraph says, pardon me. I shouldn't have gargled that, by the way. Here I am thinking I can do these tricks on the program. But no, don't gargle scotch. That's not what it's meant for. The Dark Seraph says a nurse walks into the room and pulls a rectal thermometer out of her shirt pocket. Out of her shirt pocket. And says to herself, oh great! Some butthole has my pen. Jacob Prower says, want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind, it's terrible. Oh, the puns! Rio Gobert with a wonderful tip. Thank you very much, good sir. Warren Kransky says, good day, Oxhorn. Just wondering if you do voice work for a Fallout 4... Would you do voice work for Fallout if Bethesda asked you? And what part of the game would you be a part of if you were given an opportunity? Oh, if... They never would. But if they ever came to me saying, hey, we've got a role for you, I'd probably jump at the opportunity. I'd love to do a radio voice, like a Travis Lonely Smiles or Three Dogs sort of thing. That would be fun. Anyway, sorry if I missed your comment or your tip, but I still love you and appreciate it. Thank you very much. Christopher Cooper says, having that cigar now, and what would you drive if you could drive any car from the Fallout universe? Oh, man. I mean, the Fusion Flea is right up there. It's such a cool car. I really like the sedans. I believe the Sole Survivor had a sedan parked in his or her driveway at the beginning of the game. But those vehicles, when new, were very, very nice looking. Dawson Holiday says, Oxhorn, what are your thoughts on the Bomb 001 space station from Van Buren? I don't really have any thoughts on it because I'm not as familiar with Van Buren as I should be. But from what I have seen of it, mainly a lot of design specs and concept art, it looked amazing. And if what we find in Fallout 76 is at all similar, then I'll be stoked. Bella Lestrange says, you should have your own Oxhorn radio show in Fallout 76. Hey, I'd love the opportunity. Nocturne Chanson says, your pre-game chat is my favorite part of the stream. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And you're not the only one. If you ever take a look at, I don't know if my analytics are made public, but when I take a look at my show analytics, when I start playing the actual game, which you would think most people would come to see, my viewership goes down a little bit. I don't know what that means. Does it mean that I don't play the game very well? I don't know. Be that what it is, or as it may. Okay. I scrolled up as far as I can go. Let's go back down to the beginning. Turning says, "Welp, I've had a crappy day due to a jaw surgery from good old Uncle Sam, but thank you for brightening my day with this vid." You're welcome. I'm just glad that you're here. You are in good company. We're all here because we love Fallout and games and killing Nazis. So you're in good hands. Noah Stewart with a tip. Thank you very much, Noah. It's so weird. My old microphone, I didn't have it this close to my face before. And now I've got this new microphone and I have to have it close to my mouth so that it picks me up. But I keep bumping my beard into it, and then if I have my cigar in my mouth, I have to it's weird. Luke Farmer says, "Can you confirm this is true? The player cannot access any of the add-ons once the final main quest of Fallout New Vegas has been completed. The only solution is to load an earlier save." Yeah, that's true, because when the final main quest of Fallout New Vegas is done, you beat the game, and the ending slides play, and that's it. It's not like Fallout 4 where you can continue to play. It's much more like Fallout 3 where, before Broken Steel, where the game ends, and you're done. You can't play anymore. Like Fallout 1, for example. So, that would be accurate. That's an accurate description. Pepper Peppington says, "If Bethesda wanted to make a Fallout Netflix series and wanted you to direct it, what would you have it about? It can be anything." Well, my goodness. So, directing and writing are two very different things. If you're asking me to write a plot for a Fallout Netflix series, the plots of the games are so good. All of the games have such excellent plots that if you could work those into a multi-episode or multi-season long Fallout series, it would work. I think you could make it work. Well, Vellingham says, "I was having a pretty depressing day, but your stream saved my life today, Oxhorn. This is a tip. Thank you." Well, you are indeed welcome. Sorry about your depressing day, but glad to have you on the program. Matthew says, "Also wanted to congratulate you and your composer for that amazing military cover of California Dreamin'. It fits the NCR perfectly." I thought so too. It's been in my head for months. Ever since I started the full story of Fallout New Vegas, I've been thinking about what songs I wanted to make for all of the different factions. I used a song from the game itself for the first 3 episodes. Then I hired a composer to do a sinister, mobster-like version of Ain't That a Kick in the Head by Dean Martin for the house version, which was a lot of fun. Then I went back all the way to my youth in college when I sang Mozart in the chorale. We had a university chorale. And we sang Mozart's Mass in C minor. And when I was thinking about the Legion and their use of Latin, there was just this one phrase that just kept going over and over in my head. Qui tollis peccata mundi. Qui tollis peccata mundi. Kyrie eleison. Mozart's the best. Anyway, and I knew that I had to use that for Caesar's Legion because it all worked together. Lamb of God, died for the sins of the world. But the difference, if you could put a Caesar's spin on it, is that, from the Catholic and Christian point of view, it's Jesus who is sacrificing himself to pay for the sins of the world. But from a Legion point of view, they're not sacrificing themselves. No, you need to be sacrificed for your sins. That's the major difference. And so they go out of their way to execute those whom they think have sinned, like poor old Anders from the cons, crucified for being a drug runner. So I thought that there was an interesting parallel there. And then I just, I knew that I wanted to use California Dreamin' for the NCR because California Dreamin' on such a winter's day. What? Nuclear winter's day. That's right. The NCR came from California. This we learned at the end of Fallout 1 when I did my series on Fallout 1. And it fit so perfectly. The NCR are in the Mojave Wasteland. All they want to do is go home. And this is, I imagined the beginning to my NCR series as this lament sung by or played by NCR soldiers who are just pawns being moved around by the leaders of the NCR. And of course, they're the ones that suffer. Anyway, yeah, it fit well. But you know what? I have no idea what to do for Yes Man. I had all of the others planned out. I knew exactly what I wanted. No idea what I want to do for Yes Man. So I will... somebody said that I should do Mr. Roboto. But I listened to Mr. Roboto, and I don't think I could make that work for a cinematic type feel. I mean, yes, it would be funny, but it wouldn't really work for what I want to go for. So I'm not going to do Mr. Roboto for Yes Man. Hellboy says, hey, Oxhorn, for your commentary, do you pre-record it or record it while you're editing? Because I like the way you do it. I love your stuff, by the way. Thanks. No, what I do, yesterday or today's video was a great example. I loaded up the game and I started recording and I just played the mission. I played the mission all the way through Hoover Dam, all the way to the end, making sure as I'm playing the mission to capture things and to take a pause every now and then. For example, the boomers sweep in with their bomber, and I paused and I showed the boomers plane go by. You know, my character is essentially a camera, so I have to remember that. But I just played the mission, and then I loaded it up in my video editing software, and I start recording, and I just narrate through the entire thing. I cut out half of it. I mean, we had a big action-packed fight at the last battle of Hoover Dam, the second battle for Hoover Dam. But what you ended up seeing was only about half of what I shot because I edited out all of the slow parts. I wanted it to be really quick and pithy and action-packed and move from event to event really quickly so that the narration didn't get bogged down by the mechanics of gameplay. That's why when I edit the action sequences, I edit out VATS. I mean, we keep the cinematic part of VATS, but I edit out the zooming in and the selecting of the body part and clicking on it a couple of times, and then pressing enter, and then I switch directly to the cinematic part because the mechanics of the gameplay, while interesting from a gameplay perspective and something we all do and we all enjoy that part of it, when you're watching it, it's less exciting. It's just not as fun. So I try to cut out all the stuff that's less fun to watch when it's a movie, while still trying to keep the interesting parts of the gameplay. And I really enjoy that kind of editing. I really had a great time making today's video because just thinking about how I want this scene to play out and should I leave this in? Should I leave that out? That's the fun of video editing. The video editing that's the most difficult for me to get through is all dialogue. If I'm sitting there through a huge dialogue sequence, and this is particularly notorious in Fallout New Vegas. I mean, to be perfectly honest, as much as I love Fallout New Vegas, Obsidian just loved sitting you in your chair right in front of Ulysses and have him talk at you for 60 minutes. Yes, you get a great story. It's wonderful plot. But from a gameplay perspective, you're just like, oh... I've even brought it up on the program before. Old World Blues. When I started Old World Blues for the first time, I got halfway through the crazy conversation with the 6 insane robots, and I was done. I'm like, what is going on here? Woo? Are they flirting with each other? Sun-jaculating? Really? I had enough. I can't do this anymore. And I never got through it. On my first playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, that's where I stopped. I'm not doing this anymore. It wasn't until my second character that I finally went through and meticulously recorded all of the audio from and it's really interesting story. It's great. But you got to sit through like an hour and a half of just these 6 robots arguing at you, and you have no idea what they're talking about because you have no context yet because you haven't seen any part of Big Mountain. You just arrive on this balcony, and if you arrive at night, that's even worse because, yes, you can see out over this balcony and see the land of the Big Mountain, but if it's dark, you can't see a thing. You've just had your brain removed, you're in a surgical gown, you go into this big building, and then 6 robots, which are just brains in jars, start talking crazy at you for an hour. That's how Old World Blues starts. And I don't know. I don't know how you could go about telling that awesome story, and it is an awesome story once you get into it. I don't know how you go about telling that story while avoiding the 60-minute narration. Because that 60-minute narration really lays out all of the different characters. You understand their personalities if you bother to pay attention, which, to be perfectly honest, I didn't my first time because I just wanted to play the DLC. And I wonder how many people were like that when they played it. But yeah, Obsidian does that, and it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's wonderful because you have all this wonderful lore, and on the other hand, you're like, I just want to kill something with a gun. Can you give me a cool gun, and I just want to kill some... No, you're going to talk about robots getting aroused by words? Okay, fine. Adrian Parker says, hey, Oxhorn, just got off work and saw that you were streaming, so here I am. I hope you had a great day. I've had a great day. So thank you for bringing that up, because no video tomorrow. I finished my NCR series today. I had such a good time. I wanted to take today off. Well, I didn't really take it off. I recorded an entire video, the audio for a video, but I'm not working on that video today because today I'm building a brand new computer. I am trying to gear up for Fallout 76. I need to up my streaming game, which is why I bought this brand new camera and I bought this brand new microphone, and I'm trying to get my office looking nice, because when Fallout 76 comes out, I'm going to be live streaming Fallout 76 multiple times a day, like a madman. And so I need to build a new computer, so I got all of the parts in the other room, a brand new case, 2 1080 Ti cards. I'm going to do an SLI thing. I'm going to try to stream in 4K, a lot of stuff I've never done before. But if I'm going to get that done in time for Fallout 76 to drop, I have to get that computer done now. So I took most of the day today working on that. I'm not even close to being done. It's also going to be my first water-cooled PC. I've never brought water-cooled a PC before this. If any of you have advice, I'm happy to hear it. The thing I'm struggling with right now is I don't know whether I should put both of my graphic cards through their own loop, or if they should share the loop with my CPU. Because frankly, I don't want to have to do 2 whole loops of hard tubing. It's a lot of work. I have yet to take my heat gun out and bend the tubes, but I'm going to. Anyway, I'm already working on 1 loop for my CPU, and then of course I just figured I would loop my other 2 graphic cards through it, but then I was reading online that most people suggest you do an entirely separate loop for your graphic cards. I don't know. I don't want to do that. We'll find out. It'll all come together as it always does. Shalius Darkly says, glad I caught the stream live. Well, I'm just glad you're here. Fleet Master Michael says, NCR for the win. Great job, Oxhorn. Now if Bethesda will give me my Texas Republic 45 days till Reclamation Day. Or 54 days till Reclamation Day. I know. Oh, what is that? 54 days till Reclamation Day. Gosh. I am going to be so busy. Ross Purcell. Thank you very much, Ross, with a wonderful tip. I greatly appreciate it. Bello Lestrange says, are you going to be playing Fallout 76 with fans? If you answered this somewhere else, I'm sorry I missed it. Well, I mean, I don't know. We don't know exactly what it's going to be like. Is it going to be one server that you log into or multiple instances? We don't really know. Probably not, because I need to be able to capture footage, especially trying to do what I'm doing. And I remember my old World of Warcraft days. So for those who have been following me for a long time, you'll remember my old World of Warcraft channel where I made Machinima. And I would log into my character Oxhorn, and my character was really well known on the server. Everyone knew my videos. My videos had over, millions of views at the time too. Not nearly as big as my Fallout channel now, but at the time it was pretty big. This was over 10 years ago. And every time I would log into World of Warcraft to shoot any footage, dozens of messages. Hey, Oxhorn, where are you? Hey, Oxhorn, can we group up? Hey, Oxhorn. And I'm just logging into the game to shoot a little bit of footage because I'm working on a Machinima video. Just got to get the footage. But no, they just wanted to hang out. And I understand that's fine. But if you're a content producer, it can get a little frustrating. So probably not. Probably. We'll see. But there may be times when I'm not producing content and I'm just playing the game to enjoy it where that might be different. Who knows? John Lowe says, hey, Oxhorn, do you think it's a bit disappointing that Desmond from Point Lookout didn't make a return in Fallout 4 since he mentioned going to the Commonwealth? Yeah, I mean, the first thing that entered my mind when I went through Point Lookout and I heard Desmond say that, I was like, what? What? And then I thought, could he be Deacon? But no, he just doesn't have the same character as Deacon. But yeah, why didn't they bring Desmond Lockhart into Fallout 4, especially since he said he was going to the Commonwealth? Little disappointed that we didn't get to see him. Wonder what he's doing. Wonder how the great game is going and who else is playing it. Seductive Butter says water cooled? I prefer vodka cooled. Don't know if I want a flammable liquid inside my PC. Just something strikes me as odd about that. Luis Chavez says, hey Oxhorn, have you seen the new images posted for Fallout 76, like the Halloween-themed one, and the guitar, and the XP? Also, here's my lunch money again. Thanks, that's what I do. I make high school kids go hungry because they give me their lunch money. Happy to help. No, I haven't seen them. I've been so busy with my own content that I haven't been watching the news. I have no idea. I haven't been following it. I'll check it out. Not right now. Right now I'm enjoying a cigar. Oh God says, Oxhorn, which games do you want remastered the most? I don't want any of them remastered. I don't think that's necessary. We can already remaster all of the Fallout games really well with mods. And as the developers of the Fallout 4 New Vegas mod have showed us, there are a never-ending supply of modders who are going to be recreating some of the older games and bringing the best parts of those games into the newer games as well. I enjoy playing the older games as they were. I really enjoy that experience. Yeah, it's kind of hokey lugging into Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, and you know, they always talk to you dead on, and everything in the background freezes while they're in the middle of the conversation. Funny, weird things like that, sure, but then you kind of get used to them, and then they just become funny and endearing, and I don't really want a remastered version that removes all of the weird things about the games, because sometimes the weird things are the things you remember the most. Jane McKibe says, I missed your 476 aka Fallout 76 episode, so here's a tip. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Cole McLean says, fun fact, Benadryl helps with poison ivy. Love your videos. Love the lower love it all. Love your videos. Love the lower love it all. I read that right. Thank you, Cole. I really appreciate it. Good tip on the poison ivy thing. Don't know how it applies to the conversation, but it's good information nonetheless. I'm happy that you were able to share it. Divinity Quartz says, yay, finally figured out how to send money. Can you please blow a smoke ring? Okay. I do have a fan, and the fan might be pulling smoke and air, but I'll try. Running out of smoke. Running out of fighting smoke. I can make them, but then the fan just destroys them. I'll try again. Ah! Sorry, can't do. Not right now anyway. Pepper Peppington says, thoughts on a pre-war Fallout game in the style of Grand Theft Auto? I definitely want a game that delves into the pre-war society. Would be neat to see the parallels of U.S. culture or lack thereof in the Fallout universe. Well, I mean, we already know that the resource wars hit America and Europe hard. Europe was hit really hard by the resource wars. But because of the resource wars and the lack of fossil fuels and food for that matter, there were rations and riots and protests in the street. This was told to us not only by the lore of Fallout 4, but especially the lore of Fallout New Vegas. The entire Lonesome Road DLC, all of the armor and gear that we find there are from pre-war military and police who were who were sent out into the streets to pacify the people, which is scary to think about. So yeah, that would be really interesting to see in a sort of Grand Theft Auto style. However, I don't know if pre-war culture in America became so uncivilized that it's what we find in Grand Theft Auto. That's a bit extreme. So I'm just really glad we're getting Fallout 76. Let's see what it is first, and who knows what we'll find from there. Good evening, Ox, says Luke Babcock. I've got a question, and I've been debating with myself over a long time. Is it Ulysses or the Courier on the Lonesome Road cover? Thank you, and keep up the great work. Ooh, a mystery. Let's find out. Oh, that's clearly Ulysses. Wait. The hat. Ulysses didn't wear a hat. It could be the Courier walking away from the divide after having confronted Ulysses. I mean, it does have Ulysses' Stars and Stripes symbol on the back. So it could be Ulysses, but then this guy is wearing a hat. It's got to be the Courier. Got to be the Courier. Divinity Quartz says, thanks anyway, still a lot better than I could do. Well, I do my best. Cole McLean says, I meant to say lore. Blame my North Carolina education and spell check. Cole! Well, now I got to find out what you said earlier. Let's see if I can scroll up. And I lost your last comment. Sarah Murphy says, didn't you used to play an instrument like a harmonica or something like that? I used to play a penny whistle on this program almost every single week. But my penny whistle is in one of these boxes. Don't feel like unpacking it right now. I don't think it's in my drawer. Nope. Yeah, it's in one of those boxes. Thank you for the tip, Dayton Pfeiffer. Seraphim says, hey there, Oxhorn. Have you finished your playthrough of Rage? I have, and I have the entire Rage series organized in its own playlist on the front of my channel homepage. I have a brand new section of playlists where we go through all of the different games that I've live streamed on this channel. So far, we've done all of Skyrim, well, at least the main story of Skyrim. Can't do all of Skyrim, but we did the main story of Skyrim. We did Metro 2176 or whatever, Metro Last Light, BioShock, and Rage. So we've done 5 whole games. We are now doing Wolfenstein the Old Blood, and it's a whole lot of fun. Forza said, smoke ship, please. Forward it into Dawn from Halo. Well, I just tried. Sadly, I can't with my fan going on there. Thank you, Magnus, for the tip. Thank you, new member, MetaJ. Cade says, I'm currently playing Dead Money on New Vegas. Love it. Dead Money was great. My biggest regret about my channel is that I didn't make an intro for Dead Money. I didn't know I was going to be getting as into New Vegas as I got into it. When I did Dead Money, I didn't know that I was going to be doing intro sequences and music. I also didn't do one for Operation Anchorage, and I really regret that as well. I'm tempted, part of me is tempted to just do it anyway and release it as a standalone video. It's just like a 60-second video of, this is the intro to Dead Money if I would have made it. But I've got a few really good ideas for an intro to Dead Money. That's the thing. Like, I know what I would do, too, and it would be so cool. But, yeah, probably won't get there. But I did an intro for all of the others. So. MetaJ says, love your content and your classy style. What type of character are you going to play in Fallout 76 vaping along with you because I can't afford a good Cohiba right now? Well, I'll probably play a sniper. I tend to do good on snipers or do well on snipers. Maybe I'll have an automatic weapon as well. Probably going to play a guy just because when I play a woman character, it freaks a lot of people out. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But when I play a female character, somebody will make a comment saying, Oxhorn, why are you playing a woman? What? Is it really that weird to play a female character? I did it in turns. Someone once asked me on the show, why do I play a female character? And it's because I like a little bit of variety. You know, the first time I played Fallout New Vegas, I played a male. So when I made a new character for my series, I made a woman. The first time I played Fallout 3, I played a male. So that was back in 2008. When I started up a new character for my series, I made a woman. In Fallout 4, I did a different character for each ending. I made a female character for my Railroad ending, a male character for my Brotherhood of Steel ending, a female character for my Institute ending, and then for my Railroad character, I was going to do a male, but I made that character during a live stream, and I had everybody take a vote, and they voted for female. So it ended up that I had another woman, but she was going to be a male before the chat intervened. So yeah, for my Fallout 76 character, to avoid unnecessary distraction, I'll probably play a male. That way people will leave comments about the topic of the video instead of, Oxhorn, why are you playing a woman? Hitch Johnson says, hey Oxhorn, greetings from Minnesota, and I love tuning in, and you have a good night. Well, you have a good night as well. Jacob Prower says, okay, last joke for the day. Whenever the cashier at the grocery store asks my dad if he would like the milk in a bag, he replies, no, just leave it in the carton. Milk in a bag is a thing, though, isn't it? You can get milks in bags. I guess that makes the joke more believable. Welcome, new member, Meta J. Alex Flogel says, how do you plan on doing lore videos? About Fallout 76, no idea. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I can't wait to get the game and log into it and figure it out. That's going to be part of the fun of it for me. It's just figuring out how am I going to do a lore series on this. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Absolute Horse says, I would love to see a standalone intros for Dead Money and Operation Anchorage. I've been enjoying the NCR series. Here's a tip. Love the vids. Yeah, I mentioned it now, didn't I? So I'm probably going to have to do it. If I don't do it, I'm going to get a comment every show from somebody saying, hey, Oxhorn, where's that Dead Money intro you promised us? Oh, that's what I get for opening my mouth. I didn't promise it, by the way. I just said that it's something I thought about. I'm not going to do it, probably. I've got so much other stuff to do. Though it would be fun. Like, I want to do it. Like, if I had all the time in the world, I would sit down and do it just for fun. But I don't. I got to get through Fallout New Vegas. I haven't even started on the full story of Fallout 3 yet, or the full story of Fallout 4 yet, or Far Harbor yet. I still have Far Harbor to do. And we've got Fallout 76 coming. I need another me. Can someone just invent cloning for me? I need another me to put in the basement and then chain him to a computer and say, produce. Just produce. And then I will produce. And together we can actually make enough for like 2 or 3 videos every day. Because that's what this channel really needs. There's so much Fallout content that I just don't have the time. I could make 2 or 3 videos every single day for years and not run out of Fallout content to make. That's how much Fallout content there is. Cheers. Louis Malatesta says, I think the great storytelling of Fallout is based on the absolute horror of an apocalypse backdrop contrasted with the irreverence and sardonic humor. Do you think Fallout 4 was lacking in real darkness? No. It's not dark in the same way the other games are dark, don't get me wrong. But it's dark. I don't know if it's just, and it can't be. I mean, all humans have, well, not all, many people have empathy for other people and can relate to their experiences even if they don't live the same lives. But as a father and a husband, playing Fallout 4 and having the game begin the way it began, it wrecked me, wrecked me. And then when the great revelation happens, when we finally learn about our son, I remember being so crushed that I stopped. I stopped. I got up from the computer. I went upstairs. I sat with my wife and kids and we watched TV. I just couldn't. It bothered me so much to learn what the truth was about our son. It was so, because it's horrible. They murder your spouse, they kidnap your son, and then instead of giving you the opportunity to raise that child up in the way you want that child to be raised, to give that child your values and to just even get to know that person, you meet, well, here I don't want to spoil anything because I know there are people watching right now who never played Fallout 4, so it's hard for me to talk about that. But just what they did, I've probably already given enough away. The game has been out since 2015, so it wrecked me. It was rough. And then when we go to Egret Tours Marina and we listen to the woman there and what her horrifying story is with her grandson, and then when we find the Turnquest family, it's all of the incidental stories of Fallout 4 that are tragic. See, that's the thing. I think I finally figured it out. There are a lot of people who talk about how, oh, the story to Fallout 4 is bad. That's just a bad story. But when you sit down and you play the game and you go through all of the little ancillary stories, all of the side stories and the holotapes and the side quests, you get so much of the world that you otherwise wouldn't get. The power of Fallout 4 is not just the primary overarching plot, it's the world, and that's what Bethesda does really well. They are experts at environmental storytelling, and they're experts at making a cohesive little world with people that inhabit it. Instead of just one main character on rails going through the plot of the game, which is so many games these days, they created a world inhabited by people that you get to discover as you explore. And there's a lot of stuff in that world that's outside of our control. And we just learn what these people were like before the war, after the war, the Raider societies, the Gunners, just all of these different things going on. It's really well done. I mean, I have to hand it to Bethesda because it's Fallout 4 that really reignited my love for the Fallout franchise. I had played Fallout 3 before, and I have fond memories of playing Fallout 3 all the way back in 2008. My fondest memories were exploring the subways, the subterranean tunnels of the Capital Wasteland. Just getting lost in the Capital Wasteland, it's the best part of Fallout 3. I mean, say what you want about the story. I personally like the story to Fallout 3, but the great power of Fallout 3 is it feels like this undiscovered land, this great undiscovered world, and everywhere you go, you find something new and you discover something. You never know what's around the next corner. And that's a great feeling that they got right with Fallout 3, which is what made it such a great game. You just lose yourself in that environment. I forgot what I was saying. Nicaro says, not just Oxhorn, but all who want to answer, but I'm the only one who noticed. His comment flew off the screen. Am I the only one that noticed that the name of the Chem Mentats are a reference to Frank Herbert's Dune? With Barry Mentats? Maybe. I mean, I'm not familiar with the Dune. Something about the spice must flow. Jay says, hey, Oxford, will you create a video on which Fallout ending is the best for New Vegas and why? I will. Eventually. Still consolidating my thoughts on it. Divinity Court says I'd volunteer to be your clone. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Chevy Chase, or Chevy Gaming and Vlogs says, what's your opinion on RTS games? I just recently read an article about Chevy Chase. Real-time strategy games are fun. Those were the games I really got into at a young age, before I got into first-person shooters and role-playing games. It was the real-time strategy games that StarCraft, for example, and Brood War, and Warcraft, those were the games that I played a lot as a kid. I don't play a lot of them anymore. It's not something I'm really interested in anymore. But there was a time when I loved it. Sarah Dahl says, would you consider playing Dragon Age or Mass Effect live? I would stay and watch those. Love your personality so much, by the way. Well, thank you, Sarah. I played Mass Effect Andromeda a bit live on this program. I think I played it twice. Was not received well, and I just couldn't get through it. It just didn't catch my imagination. So, but I realized that the other Mass Effects are much better, and they have a greater reputation, and they're well loved by the community. But I just couldn't get into Andromeda, and that's kind of spoiled the entire Mass Effect series for me. So, but as for Dragon Age, Dragon Age is a fantasy game, and fantasy is not really what I'm doing with this channel so much. I played Skyrim during a live stream because people wanted me to, and I genuinely wanted to know what all the fuss was about, so I played it, and I liked it. It just didn't capture me like Fallout did. So I'm really enjoying Wolfenstein and Metro and diesel punk, retro futuristic, atom punk stuff. I like. Speaking of Wolfenstein, time to get the game up and going. Do Fortnite. No. It's not my thing. My wife loves playing Fortnite. She's good at it. I wouldn't be good at that kind of game. I also don't get it. Why? Why do you build ramps that float in the sky? I don't get it. Like, I understand it's kind of unique and it's different from PUBG, sure. But why ramps? And why built out of wood and iron? And it would make more sense if it was like a fantasy game and you're summoning little platforms that you can walk on and they're made of energy or something, but it's made of wood and you're just building right there and they defy gravity. It bothers me. I can't get into Fortnite. Okay. All right, let me show you my screen. Let me get the chat. Where's the chat? Oh, come on. All right, I'm going to work down there. I'm going to turn my screen over here. There we go. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Dead Space. I could get into Dead Space. I think I could get into Dead Space. Uh-oh. Why is it not full screen? Oh, there it goes. All right. I remember when Dead Space came out. I was working at a gaming company in California at the time, and EA flew me down to stay at a hotel. And we got to play Dead Space, and we got to interview the developers of Dead Space. It was a gaming company called We Game. I was the creative director at the time. Producing video content. Must have been my calling. We had a great time, but I never played it. But it looked interesting, even though it was made by EA. But it looked like a good game. Oh, right. Chapter 4, that's right. We left off right at Chapter 4. Here we go. How do I get my scope up? Controls. Keybinds. How do I put my scope up? People in my last live stream were really giving me a hard time that I didn't know how to do this. And I still don't know how to do it. How do I get my... X? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ventaurus, thank you. X. Who would have put that as X? All right, let's go. Oh no, I don't have my little silenced pistol, do I? Oh man, I don't have my silenced pistol. Oh! And there it is. Thanks, guys. They knew exactly what I needed. Okay. Emma Sprague says, chanting, kill the Nazis, kill the Nazis, kill the Nazis. Indeed. Okay. Looks like we can go up here. I always like the high ground. Some stuff over there. I am a Fallout player. I can't avoid the loot. Oh no. Oh, we've got some generals to kill. Oh, wow. Well, let's go up. Is it too late for stealth? Oh, it's one of those guys. Okay, well, let's get stealth to try next time. Wait a minute. Okay, well, at least he won't be sneaking behind me. Let's see if we can find these officers before. I don't remember how to kill those big guys. Escape in a cable car? Ooh, is that what I gotta do? Oh, come on. Let me use it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, well, escaping in the cable car will not be easy. Oh, great. It's one of those missions. Okay. I need to get up one floor. Unless that's a two-story. Is that a two-story cable car? It is. Maybe I can skip all this and just head up into the... As long as they don't detect me, right? Come on, why can't I? Come on! Oh, they're gonna make me kill everybody first. Ah. Oh! Who got me? Who got me? Whoop! Forgot. standing right over me. Oh, how do I kill those big guys? You have to activate the car from the control room before it'll work. It says Pepper Peppington. Okay. Sorry for the silence. Concentrating. Oh, it's the big guy. Really? Came up right behind me. Okay.
Gefangene auf der Seilbahnplattform. Der Gefangene darf nicht aus der Burg entkommen. Wiederhole. Der Gefangene darf nicht.
Okay. You know it's bad when they say you can change the difficulty at any time. Just run. Just run. Oh, we're not done? No? Okay. Oh! Oh, we're escaping though. Oh, that's so cool. Wow, what an intimidating structure. They're going to be waiting for me, aren't they? Yep!
Shut down the power. Need to get it back up again.
Oh, great! It's those grenades. Okay. So they cut power. How do I get out of there and restore power?
Ein Gefangener ist aus Burg Wolfenstein entkommen. Alle Wachen in Alarmbereitschaft.
Shut down the power. Need to get it back up again.
Okay. Power. Do I jump? Oh yeah. I did jump. Oh, great. Yee-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Alarm auf Verstärkung! Jawohl, Kommandant! Verstärkung ist unterwegs! Alarm! Fordere Verstärkung an! Jawohl, Kommandant! Schicken Verstärkung zu der Position!
Ooh, that was close. Oh my gosh. How'd they get behind me? Am I the only one who thought that? Well, I need to go back. I need to go down that way. If I activate this one, I'm going to go back that way. Oh, I can't activate it anyway. Okay, well, how do I find one that goes down that way? Guess I got to go back to the one I was at? Yeah. Oh. Onwards we go. Airplane. Airplane. Oh, this is the nightmare of my nightmares. This is just the most horrible nightmare. What? No. Oh, for God's sake. Open the door. Just and out. Out we go. There we go. Oh, look, a cave. That was horrible. And I lost all my weapons. Oh Lord,
Ein streunender Hund, der erledigt werden muss, ist aus dem Kerker ausgebrochen und hat eine Menge Ärger verursacht.
Einer von Helgas Irren.
Ich glaube nicht, aber verrückt ist er. So viel steht fest. Aber mich wird er nicht überraschen. Das sage ich dir.
Go get it.
Alarm! Brauchen Verstärkung! Schicken Verstärkung zu Ihrer Position, Kommandant! Alarm! Ich brauche Verstärkung! Bestätigt, Kommandant! Schicken Verstärkung!
Okay, well at least I know where the two officers are now.
Ein streunender Hund, der erledigt werden muss, ist aus dem Kerker ausgebrochen und hat eine Menge Ärger verursacht.
Aha. Einer von Helgas Irren.
Ich glaube nicht, aber verrückt ist er. So viel steht fest.
Okay. We did much better that time. Actually got both of the officers before they called in for backup. Now, what have we here? Goodies, goodies, more goodies. Okay, now what? Do I go across that pipe? Good night, Sombra. Ah. Wait, no, that just brings us back there. Okay, I will get it. Just, I beg your patience. I will get it. It'll come. It'll come. Now. Rope. Can I climb? I can indeed.
Was?
Well, I never found that officer. Where's that officer? Oh no! Up we go. That? Locate the village tavern. Okay, I made it to the village. Almost, anyway. What was that? Did they close the door? Oh no. God, heights are fun. Hey. There we go. Ooh, that's not scary. One little girder. Got it. Oh. Ooh. Oh. 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 Ooh. Scotch. Scotch. Liquid courage. Dutch courage. Is that what they say? My bad. Did he say abracadabra?
Nehme neue Position ein!
It's much less nerve-wracking when there's no crazy music. I like that. I could do without the crazy music. Nazis do magic tricks, says Clell Biggs. Abracadabra.
Think fast, BJ.
Thump thump. Who said that? Okay, loot, 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 loot. Maxed out. Is he looking at his fingernails? Oh, this is the time to check my my cuticles. Getting all that gold. Oh dear. Big open spaces. I don't like big open spaces. Man, those guys are buggers. Time to relight the cigar. Take a little breather here. Just gonna toast the end there. Toast it. Nice and toasty. That's convenient.
Achtung! Einwohner von Paderborn! Ab sofort gilt eine Ausgangssperre. Ein extrem gefährlicher Gefangener ist auf freiem Fuß. Daher ist es nachts auf den Straßen sehr gefährlich. Öffnen Sie niemandem die Tür und halten Sie fern.
Ups.
Bitte melden Sie jegliche rechtliche Aktivität unverzüglich den Behörden.
Oh, you see them close the door? We'll have to getting a friendly welcome here.
Hey, Gütemann! Haben Sie ein paar Münzen übrig?
Sure.
Für Suppe.
Nimm dich vor den Wölfen in Acht, guter Herr. Güte.
I don't understand.
Hä? Hörst du nicht das Schnappen ihrer Kiefer? Hä? Die Wölfe werden uns alle fressen, wenn wir nichts tun. Ja? Ah. Wir müssen uns vorbereiten. Wir müssen so viele Nazis wie möglich töten.
Well, that's a language I can understand. All right. Hey, buddy. It'll be okay.
That's the tavern. That's where I gotta be. Do not sit and sing in the moonshine.
Ich bringe Sie zu Herrn Kessler.
What's your name?
Annette, what is yours?
William J. Blaskowitz, U.S. military.
Do people call you that?
Father used to call me Billy Boy.
Billy Boy. Billy Boy. Billy. Seltsamer Name für einen erwachsenen Mann.
Some people just call me BJ.
I like this better. You look like a BJ.
Thanks, I suppose. Ladies first.
Das ist Herr BJ, Herr Kessler. Er wusste das Passwort.
William J. Blaskowitz, U.S. military.
Yes, I recognize your voice. Where's your friend?
In Abraham's bosom.
Dead? Annette, mein Kind, überprüf die Fenster und versteck dich dann unten in der Höhle.
Ja, Herr Kessler.
must get her downstairs.
Is the girl okay? What
Open
happened?
the trapdoor by the bar for me. Quick!
Did the dog bite the girl? Oh no.
Take care of the Nazi pigs, Agent Blazkowicz. Kill them all!
Can do that.
Lock this door. Don't open it until I say it's safe. How many goddamn Nazis are there in this world?
Oh! How'd he get in here?
That's it. Time to open the cellar.
You sure? Wish I could go out there and loot all that ammunition. I think I used a lot of it. Well, thankfully these guys are stocked up. What's upstairs? Nothing? Okay.
Okay. Nazis are all dead. You can...
Americans!
Never mind.
Really? Come on. Okay.
Okay. Nazis are all dead. You can...
Americans!
Never mind.
gotta keep pulling off.
Okay. Nazis are all dead. You can...
Americans!
Never mind.
Don't take my dog! Don't take my brother!
Sleek says you gotta shoot his arms off. Okay. I'll try that.
Okay. Nazis are all dead. You can...
Americans!
Never mind.
Don't take my dog! Don't take my brother!
All right, and I lost all of that health that I had. I only have 100 health now.
Okay. Nazis are all dead. You can...
Americans!
Never mind.
Don't take my dog! Don't take my brother!
Tearing up that arm, but it doesn't look like it's coming off. That did it.
Blazkowicz, over here! Are you okay, Blazkowicz?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry about your friend.
Thanks.
What was his name?
Wesley. What about the girl?
She's coming with us.
I mean, what's her story?
Rescued from a deportation convoy heading out of Wolfsburg. Family is gone. I'm all she has.
Move, buddy. Someone's depressed.
Frierst du, meine Liebe?
Mir geht's gut.
Get in, Agent Blazkowicz. We should be on our way.
My things.
I will send someone for them.
So, where are we going, Kessler?
To Wolfburg. That's where Helga will be, with the document folder.
What's in Wolfburg?
Death, Agent Blazkowicz.
Oh, great.
Death.
Well, glad we're headed there. Part 2, The Dark Secrets of Helga.
Welcher Tag ist heute?
17th of March. It's a Sunday.
The day of Purim.
Yeah.
I made this gift for my friend and father's workshop here in Wolfburg. It's Jewish tradition to give food on this day, but I wanted her to have something special.
What is it?
A cat. Her favorite animal. I was going to give it to her, but then the Nazis came. Bin ich schon so lange hier?
This is a city of secrets. Beset through history by death and destruction. And now, Helga is poking a stick into its rotten guts with the morbid curiosity of a child.
Was ist in der Tasche?
Flugblätter. My wife used to spread flyers like these in Berlin. Nazi pigs put a rope around her neck for it.
Wie schrecklich.
Keine Sorge, Annette. Herr Blazkowicz kümmert sich um dich, wenn ich weg bin.
Oh, great. Now I'm saddled with her?
Ich kann auf mich selbst aufpassen.
Chapter 5.
Agent Blazkowicz, you're looking for OSA Agent 2. I called ahead to say that you were coming. Agent 2 knows where Helga is.
Good.
So much death for a silly folder.
When we don't find it, there'll be a whole lot more.
Me and Annette will hide in here. I stole some radio devices from the Nazi pigs. We can use them to communicate. Take this, and then get out of the boat and help me push it under the jetty. Leg dich hin, meine Liebe.
Agent 2's house lies beyond the market square, northwest, behind the tavern, next to Schmidt's and old baker shop. Use the same password as before.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll save Chapter 5 for next week's episode. I have to head out. I'm going to work on my computer for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow I'll work on a new video for you for Saturday. It's going to be another L.A. Noire episode, so I hope you're looking forward to that. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Be sure to tune in next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel. Hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday night or Friday morning, depending on where you're at in the world. Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you Saturday morning with a brand new video.